Palm Springs, a place where the geriatric drinking starts at 11, and the driving shortly thereafter. And while I contemplate the finer points of resort life, Kevin is off on the BMW R1200GS adventure to do something that the Multistrada simply can't. Which is, of course, accommodate a proper set of knobbies. The only hitch, of course, is there's no actual BMW motorcycle dealership in town. And the R1200GS adventure, well, it's slightly bigger than what they're used to working on here at Sam's. But as shops go, they seem up for the challenge. Except for that thorny issue of metric conversion.
She sent me the torque spec for the front and Newton meters. 11 foot-pounds.
But a bit of math later, and all is right. For its part, though, the Multistrada's off-road needs had been attended to by AltRider back in Seattle, where company president Jeremy LeBreton was kind enough to handle the installation duties, which revealed a certain painstaking attention to detail.
One of the things that we found when we were building the crash bars on the Ducati was this is a 12mm bolt, gorgeous, you know, Ducati, this is the OEM bolt, and in order to do this correctly, to put the crash bars on, like with all of our other ones, we've got the standoffs all welded in place as opposed to, you know, providing a sack of spacers that all slide on there. The other thing though, we needed to now get a 12mm bolt in the US that was chromoly to get the tensile strength that we needed. Otherwise you end up in a pretty exotic stainless steel to do that. And of course in America you can't get 12mm chromoly or even stainless steel, which meant we have to now custom machine our own bolt that is heat treated ahead of time so that it has the hardness necessary, and then it's zinc plated, as opposed to a lot of the other guys that do frame sliders. A lot of guys just use all thread, just a cheap off the shelf long threaded bolt. Well, the problem is we don't want to put a big long threaded bolt through the chassis and the engine, because over time, you know, the threads would be galling on the aluminum engine castings and the frame. So that's why we end up having a frickin' turn down half-inch rod to 12mm. So we go from 25 to 12 because you can't get to 12mm. If you had done this before, you could probably do all of the parts in an hour. But if it's your first time, I would say more likely anywhere from 2 hours to maybe 3 hours. But that's for everything.
No special tools, no special equipment.
And as you can see on page 1, it identifies every tool you'll need, which you could either download from the web and read through the instructions all entirely yourself, or you can even watch the installation video.
All of which leaves us with a lot of insight into AltRider, and a Multistrada that is as ready for off-road as it will ever be. At least until Conti's TKC 80s hit the market in the Ducati's fitment, come 2012. All this brings us to an uncomfortable tipping point for our trip. The Ducati's Pirelli Scorpion Trails, well, they don't hold a lot of promise as an off-road tire. And the BMW's Metzler Creo Ts are about the best way I can think of ruining the bike on road, by turning it into a wandering, squirming, untamed mess. Which brings us back to Palm Springs, where the GS and I are going to sit out this next little bit of sport. This is Highway 74 out of Palm Springs, snaking up the mountainside behind me. And it's very nearly one of the great roads of California. Except they've ruined it with tar snakes. So maybe it's not so much a road to ruins as a ruined road? Or it would be if it were slowing down Kevin on the Multistrada at all.
I think we'll have to put in the instructions, don't get trousered before doing this.